Well, howdy, y'all. Sorry this is my sweet, somber goodbye, but I'll let y'all know where you stand for now since you killed me. First and foremost, somehow we got away from the hag. Maybe I had something involved with that, but let's leave that one be. We never saw the hag again after we were managed to escape from her. However, with our party split apart, we were able to first regroup. Well, maybe I didn't regroup so much as wake up half dead, find my friend completely dead, and lose my mind. But it's all right. I had a skeleton friend right next to me. Or so I thought. He was my friend. Upon waking up and seeing my friend and going into a temporary fit of rage, I lashed out at any and all individuals who might try to approach my friend's deceased corpse, including our brand new traveling companion, let's call her. Rasha has now joined the midst. Lucky her, she didn't get all the bad things the hag had to give us. Am I right? Anyway, after a small scuffle involving me being knocked out temporarily and then woken up kindly by Rasha, though I wonder if it was so kind looking back on it, I came to my senses and thereby was able to see that the party had somewhat regrouped, though many of us were no longer conscious. After we managed to get the party back to the bandit camp, worse for wear, if I might say so myself, the leader of said camp decided to strut her stuff clean outside the camp without even inviting us in, mind you, and immediately derailed everything that we had to think or say by asking us what the hell happened. Now I ask all of y'all, if you had seen us in the state that we were in, what do you think what the hell happened? Being that this was such an obvious case, I decided to point it out to her. A confrontation ensued, after which I politely asked for some water, which she obliged me with. There will be some discretion involved in the means by which the water was given to me, but let us say that my thirst was quenched that night. Anyway, later on that day, after leaving said camp, I hadn't had much sleep. There isn't much sleep to be found on the bottom of a bathtub. Anyway, leaving the camp, I'd rejoined the rest of the party to attempt to negotiate our standings with them. This did not seem to go over too well with all of them, mind you, for later we split up again, having butt heads, to put it kindly. On my own, I did manage to use my superior tracking skills to find an owl bear, or what I thought at first was a bear. Let's not skip ahead. I found a bear, his tracks anyway, and tracked him on my own to show that Druckle Sizzlebang is in fact the greatest that there ever is, ever was. Was. I'm still getting used to I'm still getting used to the verbs here. Anyway, after engaging said owlbear in a light scuffle, I was later joined by Rasha as well as the rest of the party, whom most of which did not help with the battle. Nonetheless, though, I was once again knocked unconscious, and that traitorous Porus Styx, he made the suggestion to just leave me there. Or was it Raznov? I think it was both, actually. Nonetheless, Rasha, in her ever kind wisdom, decided to revive me once more, and we made camp after the battle. However, the treachery decided to continue as Porosticks decided to drag my unconscious body in the bag, mind you, out a ways from the rest of the camp and unsuccessfully attempted to assassinate me. Now, upon waking up, I was able to give him quite the impressive fight for a scout of my stature, I might add. However, this was unfortunately where I met my end. And now, the rest of y'all gotta deal with it.
Draco, are you done in the recording booth? Apparently there's dinner out there already. Go, come on.
Lo, goblins, it is time for you to return to the ways of heaven.
Oh, he's not going to heaven. He's going to hell. There is no heaven for
Vex
goblins.
knocking on the door.
Are you done bitching about them? Come on.
I have a feeling that this is a sitcom that needs to be made, kind of like The Office, except it's just like all dead adventurers.
God. They are the Tox Machina, you know, after every game. They're the ones that talk about what's going on.
No, it's just all the adventurers just went straight to hell because, let's face it, almost every adventurer goes to hell.
Okay.
Vex and Druckle in the afterlife.
So great recap. Let's get the game started then. So as we will pick up exactly where we left off as Porosticks has now kicking the head of Druckle across the ground. After removing it,
I don't desecrate the dead because they're part of the crew now.
What did Druckle blame on
Raznov?
You and Porosticks both said that. Oh wait, no, it wasn't you. Yeah, it was Gazra.
Oh yeah, I wasn't here. I was like, wait.
I get you guys mixed up all the time. Okay.
As you guys wake up, as you then see a figure coming out of the darkness, coming towards the camp after all the harassment and battle. As you see, wandering, dirt-covered and tired and wondering what the fuck happened, Raznov emerges from the bushes.
Oh, Raz.
Where are we? Rasha is immediately going to go into the defense because she doesn't know who that is.
Heath, where are we?
Oh, great.
You two, give me a second. You two are still unconscious on the ground. I'll get to you two in a second.
Were we perhaps taking back the camp?
You are not in camp. You are still on you are a day away from camp.
Understood.
What kind of idiot would attack an owlbear?
There is no owlbear. The owlbear happened a day ago, or like 8 hours ago.
Yeah, I'm saying I walked past it.
Okay. Okay, fair enough.
No one in particular. Not at all. As I try and bury Truck.
Rasha's going to turn to Gaz. I don't think I can fix that.
I guess not.
The owlbear meat's gonna rot in my inventory now.
Wait,
Right,
how much
you'll be
meat
dug up by
is
some
on
wolves.
Druckle's bones? How swole was Druckle?
I had +5 to athletics.
He was
I
pretty
was
swole for a
breaking your
goblin.
grapples every fucking time.
Wait, you had a 20?
Not mine.
You had a 20 strength?
No, he was athletics proficiency.
Oh, okay.
Not my ground.
That makes a lot more sense
one
because it's like,
escapes
holy
me.
No, it's probably bad if we eat him because we might like get whatever he had. So I'll just bury him.
like a dog.
Wow.
So Raznov, as you come in watching Porosticks burying a familiar-looking cowboy goblin,
I don't have a shovel, so I'm using my hands.
Out
You-
time.
you then You then have Quill and Cole. You guys roll over, tired, beaten, swollen. As you awaken, you kind of feel out your tongues are a little swollen and your eyes are a little fuzzy. and you're a little short of breath than you normally are. AKA, don't forget, you have disadvantage on perception checks, disadvantage on charisma checks, and disadvantage or persuasion checks, and only 2 death saving throws. That's your physical feel for it.
Also, because Heath made a note of it, and he wanted to make sure that we said so, because Cole was dragging along, your face is now completely covered in mud, and you may have some rocks in your teeth.
I'm sorry, you guys fell off the horse while I was carrying you. Sorry.
You two wake up to emerge to hear of the sound of bone ripping into dirt just above you.
Bone dirt? What?
Basically, you're hearing Paro sticks his hands dig into dirt as he kind of doggy-style digs a hole.
Doggy paddle.
Yep.
Cole is waking up. He's like picking rocks out of his teeth. Fucking it. Oh, God! Damn it!
Oh, they're awake. That's.
What?
You should probably go and deal with them. I'll deal with the other one in the far distance. Is that alright? Just talking to,
Gazrog?
Gazrog, yeah, sorry.
I will say that Quill gets up and near immediately, like on all fours, and just begins to just look around, and just like with a bit of a roar, he's just, Druckle! Where are you?
It's gonna have to talk louder than that.
Can you go ahead?
He's 6 feet under. It's cool.
It's
You
Cole.
actually-
What? Is someone
You
Cole?
actually dug 6 feet for me?
Yeah. Like I said,
Far
you're part of the
ground.
crew now, Druckle, because you did.
I think it's more just hoping
I
you don't
respect you.
somehow come up back to life, so he's burying you good and deep.
Making sure that your
I
body
kind of come up from my hole like
6 feet deep with the
down
tank.
here.
What were you saying, Cole?
Oh, hey, Crystal, didn't even notice you.
I noticed you, Crystal, if that makes you feel better.
Quill's just
Not
still
really.
looking around.
Ah.
You're
Feel
busy
bad.
stuffing.
Hi, guys.
Hey.
Can I roll play now?
Wait, what do you want to roll? Sorry.
Yeah, he's been trying to speak.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
Will, go.
Michael, could you just read that?
Yeah, no, he just kind of looks over towards Porosix with this just confused glare. What?
I put my head at surface level and my body keeps digging. So I can just speak while I'm multitasking 6 feet here.
Cole just
No,
kind
I'm
of.
like, yeah,
Oh, god.
he's dead. Sorry if you wanted him alive and shit, but I just couldn't like. He was a liability.
Oh, it's probably.
He says as he just gently kicks the corpse into the hole.
Thought there should be useful stuff on him. We shouldn't bury him yet.
I'm digging the hole. He's right there.
Okay,
As
then
if-
I'll go look for shit. I'm looking for shit. Could use some good equipment, especially since my bow's gone.
I'm blind. That one has anything
I
common
say just bury it. Nothing connected to Druckle was good.
That crossbow wasn't bad.
Also,
Not
people who
particular.
don't know, Russia, everyone else.
Hey.
Rasmus regards you for like a second and then just continues on his way.
Cole does the exact same thing.
Can I pick the crossbow off Druckle's party?
Taking Matilda.
So, yes,
I got
Rush,
it somehow.
you can steal Matilda. Matilda's a hand crossbow with a +1 to damage.
Thank you. I just don't have any good. Actually, I guess I do have a couple of range spells, but
Cole's
actually,
gonna
no,
look over.
I don't have really good range spells. Holy shit! because I built myself more as a tank.
Uh-huh.
I don't know if
It's
a
a
druid is actually proficient with hand crossbows.
I actually am proficient in all crossbows because I'm a gnoll,
Oh, fair enough.
so I'm good. I mean, if anybody else wants it, I'm just gonna pick it off just so we don't have to waste it.
We'll just look over towards Russia and...
Was that a light crossbow or heavy?
It's a hand.
Oh, hand. Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
Apologies.
It's a hand, yeah. So it's only a d6 of damage.
Yeah,
And it's only got a range of 30 feet.
that's fine. That's all I need. We can sell it later. I can just
Who?
this madness
To the bandit?
life.
Fairness, like, we don't want your fucking gross-ass goblin crossbow.
It's not. It's a gnoll. It's a gnoll crossbow.
Oh, I
That's
think they're
fine.
pretty familiar with that goblin.
We just
So,
have similar design proficiencies.
so get back.
Wait, hold on. So, first of all, what's a fucking dragged on the ground? I mean, what day is it? What year is it? The fuck happened? Wait, so Druckle's dead. Where's Vex?
Also
yeah,
dead.
Both of them
No.
that night. You don't remember because you were unconscious the entire time.
Yeah. So what? I'm
Frankly.
confused.
I am amazed that you two are still alive.
I mean, how am I still alive? Because I'm pretty sure I knocked out by a fucking old woman hag.
I wasn't much use, admittedly, but I did my best to get you out of the way.
Probably would have gotten away easier if you left him behind.
Quill looks over towards Raznoth for a moment with what seems to be somewhat of a hard gaze, but it softens a little bit and he kind of looks down in almost a bit of defeat. Yeah, maybe you're right.
Well,
Just
Thanks,
curious.
dragging me anyways. I mean, you could have lived. Try not to be. Well, don't wait.
Don't worry.
Next time.
It's trivial to think in the short term. And he kind of gives Cole a little bit of a knowing gaze before kind of looking back at the rest.
Oops, sorry.
But enough of licking our wounds. What's next?
Return to camp, then continue to lick our wounds.
Don't have to tell me twice. Alright.
How far away are we?
Well, given that I've been wandering aimlessly for the past 2 days, probably a day away.
I mean,
Druckle's dead body lets out one last sigh.
Sure wasn't a fart.
Considering he's got no head, probably.
Yeah.
technically speaking, the
damn it,
body
why is
does
it so
release
smelly?
everything as
But by the way, just quick housekeeping: Matilda is not a +1 weapon; it only gives +1 to damage.
Yeah, I was still editing it.
Okay,
Sorry.
fair enough. Yeah.
Speaking of which, Quill actually
Plus
looks
1
towards
damage,
Rasha.
okay.
Quill looks over towards Rasha and is just... And I'm not sure exactly what you plan on doing with that, but if the last encounter had taught me anything, you really shouldn't take things from people who it belongs to.
I kept him alive for a bit longer. I think it's only fair.
Alright.
I think you probably shouldn't have kept him alive longer, but that's just me.
Well, I'm a knoll of tradition. Should have
Trust
been punished
me.
at camp instead of out in the field. But clearly, my methods are not likened by your undead friend over there.
Well,
Alpora Sticks understands that dead weight is best dropped.
I respect our leader's judgment instead.
Regardless, with how he had done things, I would have stomped the little shit into paste.
Oh,
Aren't you
trust
just a
me,
very
Quill,
bad
had I not been
smiles?
lost, I would have dealt with him quickly as well.
And at that point, poor Six just grabs his head and hides under the hole. In the hole.
He looks back over, like, at Rasha's little remark, he looks over towards her, and his tongue runs across the top of his teeth, just with a glare, just like, don't fuck with me, right?
Well, either way, it's good to finally see you both up and awake. It's been difficult carrying you on my back all this time. My name is Rasha. And Rasha just holds out a hand politely. It doesn't seem like you're the friendly type. Okay. Rasha just takes her hand away and just kind of goes back to hit behind the tree. Just laying down.
1 second, Andy. Actually, after a bit of a moment of staring, he would have closed his eyes, and with a very deep breath, the kind of malice that shine in his eyes began to fade just a bit. And kind of standing up, he walks over towards Rasha. How tall is she?
I would say like 5'8".
So kind of looks a bit down, a decent bit down at her, before kind of lending out a hand. Quill.
You hear a disapproving from Raznoth in the distance. Slight click of the tongue.
And who's the dashing little lad that was sent beside you there, Quill? And who's the one that looks like he's about to turn that frown into a very dark frown?
Well, I wouldn't leave it up to that. Looks over towards Raznoth. But you can tell he's very clearly weathered and irritated, as with the telltale vein across his fucking forehead. But he kind of looks back towards the both of them, and he's just, with a weary sigh, he just begins to kind of walk off a little bit. But as he does so, he just says, "Those two can speak for themselves."
Not so very as Quill's just like walking off, he's like, "Oh, not very interactive. Oh well." Well, and with that, Rasha's gonna run over to Cole and kind of kneel down in front of him. "What's your name, pretty boy?"
Before as Quill's walking off, he's just kind of eyeing him angry, but looks back at her, and though he is tired and he's tried his best to like wipe off the dirt off of like his face and general area and like get the dirt out of his teeth and stuff, he manages just like a half smirk. "Hey, name's Cole. Nice to meet you. And you are Misty?"
You can call me Rasha.
"Rasha. How about yourself?" Sorry, I just...
Oh no, of course. You've had quite the long journey. Judging by all the scrapes and bruises I found all your rest of your teammates in. Yeah, get up. I'm going to like help get Cole up and like sitting properly instead of laying face first into the dirt.
Okay, yeah. I'm fine.
All right.
Yeah.
Quill.
Good, thanks.
You're awake. And, I guess Cole too.
Hey, bad guy. Fine.
Fuck.
Oh no, what a shame. We lost Cole's loot. It's gone.
Guess I'm empty-handed, guys. What you gonna do? My baby's gone.
Cole,
I guess you'll just have to sing more.
Cole will look over towards Gazrog and just... He, again, seems rather weary, and for a moment, he kind of almost squints at you, as if he's trying to focus in on your image before his eyes kind of unsquint. Yeah, I am. How long was I out for again? The both of us. I forgot.
How long?
Of a few
Yes.
turnings of the stars.
How long was it, DM? Like
2 days.
2 nights?
2 days?
It's been 2 days since the guys met the hag.
2 days.
For those of you curious, the date right now specifically is the 14th of Tabaxol.
Oh, Druckle's birthday!
Or Tabaxol.
Screw
14th.
you all. Now he's definitely going to haunt you.
It's the 14th of Tabaxolin. So that's the official date for you guys.
Okay.
I don't think the Hoard knows how to keep track of that, or at least the scroll.
The back of my flag is actually a calendar, guys. I got you.
Order 6 was created to always know the date.
Paro Sticks is just fantasy Jeep is just a fantasy smartphone. That's what he was created to be.
Remember the
Throw me a hot bath.
Okay, so back to the game.
Explain that to see.
Okay. Gazrock, what were you
How are
saying?
you two feeling? Probably like shit.
Felt like I was dragged for a week, not 2 days. Fuck. Why would well, I guess maybe.
Never made
Uh.
I feel like all types of things, but on the bright side, if there is one, coal and I aren't compost in the ground. So, he kind of gives the general direction of the lot of you, just like a bit of an appreciative nod. And he just, thanks for watching out. But,
Yeah, thanks.
I'll say one thing, I can carry on when it comes to, tracking and other things, but ever since that, my eyes can't focus on things as well as they want to.
Yeah,
So, if
well,
anybody-
we always have the Laven.
Right.
Quick question. Is it still nighttime?
Yes, because this happened
Okay.
during the second watch.
Okay. With one of the spell slots that Rasha does not waste from last night, she's going to cast Goodberry and start handing them out to everybody. Because I don't know if Judah and Cole have eaten since the fight with the hag.
We've just been starving for 2 days.
Yeah.
It's all cool. We're just on a diet, I guess.
Unconscious.
Like they're currently on that, you know, when you first wake up and your stomach hasn't quite kicked in yet, so you don't really feel hungry.
Oh, yeah.
Give them 30 minutes to an hour. They're gonna feel it.
Well, they last for 24 hours. It's all good.
But yeah, no. I guess with the sight, we'll just kind of inhales just a bit, and you know what I realize? How much this perception thing sucks. Technically, perception has to deal with all of your 5 senses, so everything is numbed a bit now. Interesting.
Well, just one. I should say your perception relying on sight is a disadvantage.
Sight.
You're still got your
Okay.
hearing is normal.
Everything just ain't the same. Okay. Quill would just kind of, if accepting. I'm assuming that she's actually giving them rations.
It's basically just a full day's
Berry.
of food, all trapped up in a berry.
Okay.
And it kind of tastes like a Swedish berry.
Okay. Well, Quill will just kind of take it, and with no mirth to like kind of slight laugh, he just. If you can still taste things correctly.
What was that, Quill? I couldn't hear you.
You can still taste things correctly.
Not to hear.
Yep. Good Barry. Just everything.
Yeah,
else.
lucky you.
Would you like one,
He's-
Porter Sticks? Unless you planted
You
my
already had it.
I would love to,
Speaking
but
of which,
it'll just fall. Like, literally, would just fall, like, right here.
And
I
you
mean,
can
you-
enjoy chewing it, at least.
you can start chewing on it, and it makes it look like you have a blood effect on your mouth, like you ate Druckle or something.
It kind of melted.
Wait, he wasn't doing that already?
It will melt your marrow.
No, whatever he had might be contagious to dead people.
That's
I mean, so we buried the one gobbo. What was the other one, though? I mean,
I buried him.
Just-
Don't worry, I got him.
2 days ago, yo.
alright.
I'm sorry.
I mean,
I'm sorry
No,
for
I-
both your losses.
You shouldn't be. I don't miss them.
Reznov doesn't miss them, but I mean, this line of work sucks.
So what did happen? I just
You
woke
hear
up
an
to
echo
romance.
blowing through the trees. Varmints, varmints. varmints.
Oristix, there isn't enough time in the night for me to explain to you what happened.
Alright, in the day
Wait.
then.
Would you
When
do
we
it for a
get back
good
to
berry?
camp,
Alright, very well.
glares at you, looks at
What
your
would you do
berry,
for a good
looks
berry?
back up to you. Who exactly even are you?
Well, turn that frown upside down and I might tell you.
I am
Oh,
not
he won't.
interested.
Alright.
Trust me, I
Turns around
tried.
and walks away.
Alright. You know what? You don't get your berry then. And he's gonna toss another one to Cole.
Thanks, Messi.
Oh no.
I'll take a berry. Fuck it.
Alright.
You only die once.
Here, hold on. I got an idea. I'm gonna put one like I've wasted 5 already, so I'm gonna put 2 in Poor Styx's eye sockets.
I can't fucking see, Rasha. It's just berry.
It's with the shot. Here we go. Enjoy.
Cole's gonna look towards
In fact,
Raznov.
given how a skeleton works, you would be able to still see, but you would have berries obstructing your vision. It'd be kind of like shoving 2 thumbs in your eye.
That's what I mean, I can't see now. It's just
Apologies. I don't
berry.
know. I'm not very well versed in necromancy. I'm always more of a druidic individual
Yeah,
myself.
I just popped them out and they were like tapping the back of my head.
Just rattling in there.
Cole looked towards Raznov and just kind of ask, "Did she get you too?" I don't remember.
I repeat that?
Did she get you too?
Oh, no. I got away safely.
Yeah, Morg, Oristix, all of you.
No.
I was in a bag, so I don't think so. I can see fine.
Oh, you're talking about the... Wait, shit. Do we end up paying the
Wait.
price of the... because we stole something from us and now she wants to do something. We ended up
If you
paying...
like, I can magic missile you and find out.
And for once, like, normally he'd be... he'd jump on that and start, like, fighting with Raznov right away, but in this case, he actually is too tired to fight as he's more confused and,
No.
like, haggard to
I guess I'll kill
respond
you.
much. No!
Cole. Back towards Cole, just, well, I mean, I believe we are probably the only 2 that survived that particular encounter, and if you've noticed, a few of our, or at least my aspects, my eyes, and even my tongue's a little swole, or not sure.
Me too. So I'm asking, because start listening off those things and...
Do any of you have any of Vex's things by chance?
I think I did pick off a couple of things from Vex, but I didn't write them down. It's fine. If I didn't pick them up, that's fine.
I'd like to know.
I don't recall if I did pick up anything, actually, so I'll let that be up to Heath.
What were you picking up?
Stuff
Vex's
from Vex.
stuff. Oh, wait, no, we still have Vex's body on us, so it doesn't matter.
Oh,
Yeah,
thought
I
you
mean,
were
Vex
very
didn't have a lot on him at the time.
Yeah.
Then you Wait,
if
you
you
said
guys-
you buried him like 5 minutes
No.
ago.
No, we didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were taking his body back to camp, I
but
recall.
I remember Gazrock was actually carrying the bodies. So
We
guys-
buried him, as we cover the actual dead body.
You told Cole that you guys buried him.
He is
but
gone.
he's actually-
Don't look at that.
Don't worry about it.
Just
Actually, I'm
ignore
pretty
the
sure
body.
we stopped talking about Vex's body after we reached the camp, because that was when you stopped being a direwolf. So I'm thinking that since Quill and Cole were the ones that were tied with the rope that we had, and Vex wasn't, did Vex just fall off and we left him where he lay?
No,
Gaz-
was
no.
carrying him.
Gazro
Oh.
carried.
Yeah, you guys had the body of Vex.
He would have.
Whether or not you wanted to bury Vex and Druckle in the same grave and just make a goblin mass grave is up to you guys, but...
I'll
Gaz-
take
Goblin
Gaz-
wedding under the ground.
Holy shield, leather armor, a dagger, a crossbow, a light one, a backpack, a bedroll, beds, mess kits, a tinderbox of rations, water skin, hemp rope, and a wyvern talon. Oh, and 3 gold. And 10 silver.
Gazro's just bringing him back to camp.
Okay.
Actually,
I'm not
look
gonna
over
rummage
towards-
through his things.
We'll actually look over.
Druckle's in the ground, though.
Well, I mean, I would like to know if you do, or if he's out in the open, Vex.
He's not out in the open, no.
And yeah, no, he kind of asked everybody just where are his things.
In my bag.
Yeah.
I didn't. I
Oh,
left
so-
everything on him.
He's in your bag.
That's in the knapsack. Why?
Doesn't shock me.
Do you plan on taking him back to the camp?
Yes.
Don't. You should bury him. You know,
I was going to
No.
bury him back at the camp.
Just so
Why,
you're
Randy?
aware,
He was
goblins...
awfully close to Groma.
yeah, no, I'm literally about to deal with this.
Gazrog would know this. As Gazrog, you would be aware, Hoard doesn't generally bury their dead. They generally eat their dead.
Yeah, and that's what Quill was getting to. Is just you think that the
Fair enough.
room is cook him up later.
No, okay. No, that if he he'd know that because he.
Grandma
Right.
would love Vex and not eat him.
That is not true. Groma loved Vex and therefore would eat him.
How far away? It wasn't okay.
A day.
He was gonna bury him like a decent ways away from the camp, like within a few hours.
No, I want to be buried next beside Druckle. Best
Just
friends
throw them on
forever,
top
man.
of each other.
He doesn't know that.
Throw him in the grave. Now kiss.
But for all that Gazro is concerned, he'd rather not have any association that Druckle has since existed from this.
And I would say that
Why?
in
Why
the middle of
waste
the
the body? Just give it to Grulma. She was always fond of that one.
Here's your dead baby.
Quill kind of looks towards Arthur and is just frankly, it's because at least for this one, I believe he deserved better than to have fallen due to the mistakes of an idiot.
I agree. And we just, I think he was a little too good for everything that's happened. All the shit. Let him have this.
You all weren't there, but I watched him. I watched as that hag ripped his life out of his body.
The
Hard
hag
of silence.
was his fault in the first place.
Yes. But how did she find us?
Can I roll an Arcana to see what I know about hags?
That's a rhetorical question.
You can roll me.
Grave.
I want to do it.
Yeah,
I
you can roll it.
Arcana?
Arcana, yep.
Oh, well, sorry, GM layout. Shit.
Doesn't matter, as long as I can see it. 22. So you know quite a lot about hags. You have had studies and looked into them. You know so much about hags. You're even able to identify what hag you guys saw. You saw a night hag, one of the most dangerous of all hags. You are aware that hags. You were almost positive. The way the hag was aware and found you guys is you stole what a hag's soul bag would be. And a soul bag is a bag hags use, or evil hags use, to trap the spirits of evil people to be devoured later. They are linked to these bags. Also, once a hag knows about you, they can pretty much find you when they feel like it.
Because in all likeliness, Quill, this hag had known about us the second that Vex took the soul bag.
Kind of nods. Oh. He looks back and forth, but doesn't kind of drop.
A faint echoing through the trees. I knew it. Knew it.
At least he tried to make up for his mistakes.
Either way, this really isn't even a matter so much as more as emotion, but hell. I don't think it would be too much wasted time, personally.
What you must. I'm not digging a hole, though.
I'll do it myself.
No, I'm coming with you.
Very well. We need rest, and I'm only going to bury him within a few hours of the camp.
Well, alright.
Whatever you want. I'm going to sleep.
Okay. So, for the sake of some expediency, and so we can get Jet back into the game, you guys spend the rest of the night sleeping. You guys gotta get your long rest.
I just wanted to say one last thing.
Oh, yep, of course. You go right ahead.
After the burial, Quill would have actually taken the flask that was on him, and he knows that Vex, one of his vexes was that he liked to drink a lot, and I'd say that he would empty out the flask over the finished grave, so to speak.
Okay, so you give him a good old-fashioned prison burial.
Cole would have been there for both of the burials.
Both of the burials. Well, one you kind of had to be. But...
One he was watching as a certain skeleton was doggy burying him, and then the other one, as they're giving him the rites. Just, he sat there at least before sleeping. Still not very strong in helping much, but he just kind of shoved in what dirt, and just kind of sat there by the grave, probably fairly laid close to a tree that was by the site.
Okay.
Rasha will just go up to Quill and put a hand on his shoulder. He's returning to the elementals. He'll rejoin us in a different form, in a different time.
Just so you guys are aware, I'm constantly going to be following this hat blowing in the wind, just following the burial. The hat's blowing in the wind around you guys.
He has unfinished business. He will follow us.
We just turn the hat upside down. We just see a note.
Final boss will be the ghost of Druckle.
You guys just get sick of it. You just pin into a tree with a crossbow bow. It's there. He's done.
I'm the only quick shot there.
In response to Rush, though, Quill kind of nods, kind of slowly, but with an understanding look, but his eyes kind of harden as he kind of looks back over towards Vex, and he just says, "I don't need false promises or any type of reassurance. All I need is results." And he'll start heading back to the camp alongside the rest of them.
Okay. So as you guys head back to camp, you guys get back to camp about late at night as you spend another day wandering through the forestal area. Upon reaching the camp, just before dusk, you guys see kind of like hear rumblings and like a loud kind of celebration, almost like there's a dance fire going on outside. Approaching the camp, you guys see what looks to very much apparently be a bunch of ogres dancing around the fire as they kind of seem to be a celebration of the new recruits of the Hoard, as well as two spiders that just kind of like bobbing back and forth to like drum music. The two giant spiders.
Oh my fucking god.
Pooter and Perker?
Pooter and Perker, yes. Yeah, that's right. You missed that, Jude, because you forgot the giant spiders were with the troll. Remember, so that they came.
No, I was wondering about them.
So they're dancing.
Peter Parker, Pooter, and Perker.
They're dancing around kind of like a tribal dance. With them, though, you do see something different next to the giant troll you recruited. You see something that looks kind of similar to him, but quite a bit smaller, also standing there, kind of like patting Pooter and Perker, which you guys don't know that's the name yet, on their heads. And would you like to describe your new character, Jet, as they walk into the camp?
Are they crab rave dancing?
All right. My characters. Let me take a look again at my sheet for all of my bio.
Caught or.
There you go. That's how they're dancing.
I love how everyone gets worse immediately.
I don't remember my height.
I'll delete for you, Michael. I didn't think a siesta wearing one would have got you.
It's only a little. It's not the worst thing to look at.
Oh my god.
The ultimate showdown.
Yeah, pretty much. So, describe your character, Jet.
I'm just watching this now. So my character, a very, very rough and tumble looking half troll, standing right around Quill's height. I guess you can't really tell whether or not he's slightly taller or slightly shorter because he's bobbing up and down to this music right now. But yes, he's. You can see that he's extremely muscular, and at first glance, looks like he would have a very sort of hard tone. Like he would be. This is a troll who has seen a lot of terrible things. You guys are all bombarding me in Discord stuff.
Don't mind us first, don't want.
So anyways, as you see him walking up, I will blow up his picture so everybody can see his token.
His handsome face.
I give it like a 3 out of 10.
It kind of looks like the guy from Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah, he does. A little bit. It just looks like Drax, yeah. So as you guys approach and see all the partying going down as the celebration goes, you also hear another voice come out from the side as you all enter. It goes, "Ha! Ha! Russia! Russia, you're back!" As Ruffs comes running up, kind of wagging his tail.
Ruff's just like, oh god, no, oh no. Hey. There's something out there. Remember, you're not supposed to tackle the people.
Okay, Rush is back! Sis is back! Sis is back! Oh!
I
missed you
step
too,
away from Rasha in case he takes one of my rib bones again.
Ruffs, okay, you walk away from Ruffs.
I didn't know he was your brother.
Oh, how do you, I've been away from him for a while. I've been out on missions, you know.
Cole has been like his eyes have been darting between Ruff and Rasha, just trying to like find the trying to find the consistencies and like the similarities. Just you got the same eyes. Just, this is the shape, but I can see it.
Rasha's gonna get up and give Ruff a full hug. It
How
is good to see you,
young-
brother. Are you keeping up with your tasks?
Yeah. You keeping all the stuff in gear, Rasha. All the gear's back. War boss really happy with me.
And have you been practicing your knifing skills? In case anybody tries to go for the cot?
Yep. Everything we go good. Practicing hard.
Let's see it then. Let's see it. And not on me, though.
Wow, this
No,
is
we don't want to
happening.
repeat on that side.
While this is happening, how old does this rough look?
I mean, you're not a gnoll, so feel free to roll me a nature check, since this is a species you're not usually around. Since you're not a horde member, you orcs and gnolls, you only really don't really hang out except outside of the out of Blood Valley.
Gnolls live up to 60 years, so
Yeah.
I would say they're in. Rasha is probably older, so probably in 20s, like late 20s, and yeah.
With that,
I'm
you
gonna
look at
help you out,
Ruff's.
you don't need
You
to.
are not positive of Ruff's age.
Okay,
You're
but
just-
he's small.
he's about the same size as Rasha.
What the fuck?
Ruff's is actually like 61, like he's going senile.
To be fair, the average gnoll, they're not exactly known to be like clever thinkers.
Well, unless they're civilized gnolls. Civilized gnolls are can be.
but technically, Ruffs and Rush technically aren't civilized. Rush is a bit of a unique creature.
Yeah. I'm in between.
Yeah, Ruffs is more typical, kind of that. Ruffs is. I mean, if you ask Rasha would know how old Ruffs is. Ruffs is literally just out of his teens.
Yeah. Very excitable. Wanted to prove himself to the Horde.
Yeah, he's kind of that hyperactive. I'm going to be tough and prove myself worthy of the fact that they came along. In this case of canon story, the only reason Ruffs is here is because Rasha was one of the chosen guard to come through the mountains.
Brother is just puppy, got it.
That's why he's given the chore of taking care of the inventory and not going out and doing important shit. One thing you guys do notice when you do enter the camp, though. Sorry, Michael.
I was just saying inventory is important.
One thing you do notice, though, when you enter the camp, though, is there has been a huge surplus of slaves in the bottom here.
Oh wow.
Good. Guys are competition.
Damn.
As you guys realize, you're not the only people in the Horde doing shit.
Well, thanks,
Thank God
Bob.
for that.
Very useful.
Well, Rasha
Man,
was
we were-
talking about with Gaz that she lost her team, so I think
Yeah,
it was.
And the fact that we had 2 goblin-sized anchors up until this point.
We
Very
weren't
glad
sent
to see that someone else is achieving something.
We went-
Mission.
Oh.
Or go ahead.
on. I was just gonna say we weren't sent on slaving missions. We got the job done.
You went
my
on a
question
slaving
was,
mission. You guys failed. Before you got there, their slaving mission failed horribly.
Yeah.
We ran into Jet's character before we had arrived at the camp when we were nearby the previous troll cave, right?
Yes.
Okay. Nah, because well,
No,
of course.
when we went to the camp. I mean,
Oh,
to the,
when we got back to
farmhouse.
the camp.
Yeah, you
Okay.
have not seen. You've seen Jet's character at the camp. For the purposes of what's going on, you hear a voice call out to you from the tent of the king. Goes, "Who there? Is Quill and the others returned yet?"
Wait, who was saying that?
Oh,
It is the chieftain.
We'll
war
speak
chief.
up and just
Okay.
yes, we're back.
Hey, boss.
Where is he?
He's up in the. You hear it from outside his tent. inside his tent. He's calling.
Gaz-
I mean, it's 10. It doesn't exactly block sound.
Gazrog makes his way over.
Hey,
Yeah.
Close well.
Rasmussen's already halfway to the tent. So.
Rasha's just gonna give Ruffa a little ruff of the hair and say, "I'll be back right now. I just need to go and report in." Okay.
yeah, okay.
Okay.
Rough.
You have fun. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Good boy.
On the way, just passing by Perker here, you just sees him do a little dance. Glad that, does the spider look his way if he passes by? And does he keep on dancing, or does he kind of like pump him? What's happening?
So you're looking at the spider to see if it notices you?
Yeah, because he's just gonna pass by him and just kind of like, oh, look, it's a spider dancing. But, everything just seems to not like Cole, so I'm checking.
Sure, you know what? Just for shits and giggles, just roll me a straight charisma check.
Oh,
Actually, make it an animal handling since it is an animal, technically.
oh dear. Oh boy. I'm
least you
great
don't
at those
disadvantage.
guys.
The spider looks over at you, seems to be ignoring you, doesn't really care.
Alright, that's better than the ladder. So we're just like, hey, this one's go dancing legs. Ow. But it just kind of keeps on walking.
Cole lives in the Hoard. His life becomes so much more dangerous.
It's better that he's out than it.
Yeah. So, as the 6 of you, and don't worry, I'll get to you in a sec, Cole, Jet, enter the tent. You see Burrow, Fresh Reaver, and the others, and his generals once more in the tent. So, you have come and returned. So, you have returned. He looks over at the entire party. But things seem to be different. Where are the little goblins you had?
Things seem to be a little less annoying.
Died in combat.
Well, this is what...
the truth of it.
Druckle's hat blows by the flap of the tent.
And Rasha, I see you have returned from the Horde as well. What has happened to your team?
Rasha just steps up and puts her hand to the chest and gives a bow of respect. I am sorry, chieftain. They were captured or killed from a nearby idiot. The
I see.
The what was his name? Conan Fodder.
Conan
Fodar.
Conan Fodar. Sorry.
Conan.
It seems like another group of smooth skins have taken the rest of my team or killed them. But I was able to get away.
This is
Shit, they almost got
unfortunate
us.
news. Well, we will take care of him when the time comes. For now, we need to get ready. But your numbers have dwindled.
I apologize. But I do have the report from the fort, if you care to see it.
Very good. Headed to Emperor Flicker.
If I may suggest, my chieftain, this lot seems to lost some of their numbers. Why not have Russia here join them for the meantime?
This is a
Rasha
good
just-
idea, Emperor Flicker. And perhaps one new as well. Sorry, what were you saying?
Rasha just kind of looks over to the group and just kind of gives like a peering look at like both Raznoth and Purstix and like, yeah, I guess we can do that. I will happily take on this interesting group of members.
Well, while we are at it, we have a new recruit joining the Horde as well.
Oh, thank God.
Eat meat Ark!
I forgot that's what your name was.
Get in here! Your new companions have arrived.
Okay, alright, here we go. No, what am I thinking? I can't do it again, guys. No, I'm not doing it.
It's just Druckle but swallow.
Check out what's
Oh gosh, I'm
Swoggle.
sorry, guys. I couldn't do it. All right.
Ema. Yeah, that's a nice name.
Ema. Oh my gosh, what voices I was going to go with her? To be honest with you. I mean, at
Don't
first
you know,
I was
eh?
thinking I was going to go like Randy Savage, but
Really sorry for ripping your arms off there, eh?
Don't you know, eh? Take off, eh?
I think you screw it and find it as you go.
Yeah, just
All right.
He's the
How's
quiet,
Hey,
strong, quiet.
hail, hail, comrades! I am Eat Meat Ak. Is
Rosh
no
just
one
gonna-
going to
like an arch
ask?
brow.
I wave.
Rosh is just gonna give like an arch brow, like,
Oh,
interesting
Lord.
name.
Imitak, got it.
Eat Meat Ak. When I was just a little one, my dearest, why am I going back to Druckle?
It's hard. Like, I get it.
Yeah.
When you have a voice and then like you have to talk to a new one, it's fucking rough.
The guy just lands on Eatmook's head.
Yeah. Possessed.
When I
Light
was
across.
just a little one, my brood mother handed me a piece of meat. She said to me, "Eat meat." I then bit into the meat and her hand. Ah! Get it?
Ha 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 ha.
Honestly,
Gazro
Gazrog
laughs.
just gives a heavy sigh.
Am I going to be
just
the
listen.
unfunny comedian?
No.
You
That
really
seems like
are
what you set
Drax.
yourself up to be.
Cole does a little, finger gun, just like, call me matey. Can I call you that, matey? Call me.
Call me what you like.
Alright then, big guy. Well, welcome to, both of you, Missy and matey. Welcome to the club.
Eat meat will immediately come up, seeing as he is quite the large person. He will like kind of throw his arms around both Cole and I believe this is Gazrog? Raznoff. He'll like throw his arms around the two of them and kind of like hang off of them, mirthy and full of joy from having drink and dance out in the party. He's sort of
You
really
absolutely
happy.
feel Raznov's shoulders immediately tense up.
Cole, on the other hand, is like toppling over from the weight of it, from like both being weak and also just being a stick compared to him.
Will looks over at Ralph and immediately recognizes that expression.
I feel like Raznov and Gromwell are going to just release a just audible and synchronized sigh.
Raznov will attempt to gingerly lift his arm off his shoulder.
Cole, meanwhile, just gonna
He's successful. He's
suffer
not like
from
putting
it.
a lot of strength. He's not a strong boy, but he's trying to push it off if
politely.
Meat will allow him.
what did Dwayne the Rock Johnson again say again? It's like, that's a pretty big bicep. Yeah, you're not taking it.
No.
So wait, so he's not letting me take it off?
Oh no.
You're friends
I will
now.
give you one more opportunity to move your arm.
I'm not magic missile you. He's done that to me before.
Eat meat will turn to Rasmus and say, higher, lower.
Oh, look over towards. Yeah. He'll go ahead and walk over towards Eat Meatak and very kindly, and by kindly I mean not really, kind of put a hand on his shoulder and look him kind of in the eyes. It's just, for the meantime, as first in order, we really shouldn't create bad blood here before we actually do anything, right? And he kind of looks at the rest of the group, So like everybody calm the fuck down, but particularly looking back over towards him, especially you. You're the new one.
Don't need to tell me twice. Good times, everyone, good times. Come, we party, we drink. Come, friends, comrades, let us drink, for tomorrow we shall die.
Went the
Is
Russian.
this arm? Is his arm still on my shoulder?
No, at this point he kind of like threw his arms up in celebration, trying to like bring the whole party out to the party with him.
The second that happened, Rasmus just.
Yeah, I was about to say, Quill would just kind of give Russell like a slight pat on his back of reassurance as he kind of basically runs off. I don't know.
So as you guys have that,
Straightening up his back.
as you guys have that moment, Brugo looks over at you, and goes, "Well, all of you have done well for the Hoard this day. You have recruited the troll and the ogres. The might of the Hoard has grown, and for this you shall be rewarded. Grumble Greek,
Yes,
please give them the bag."
of course. And since Rasnoth has already stepped up, he'll walk over, hand the bag. I made him big. Hand the bag to you.
He'll accept it. He'll grab it.
I don't know why he's so big now.
You made him big because of it's a thing where if you mess with his size, he goes back to his original size.
Whoops.
That's okay. I got him. There you go.
Thank you.
Big
Rasnoth,
dude in front of
As
Raz.
you see fit.
our hobgoblin woman person, I forgot whomst. Name?
Adras.
Adras?
Yeah, it's
Okay,
like Adras.
Yeah.
Adras.
Yeah.
Jars.
But Cool would actually look over towards her. It's just actually, I was looking to ask maybe a question. Kind of looks over towards her.
Yes. What is your question?
Well, I know that Emberflecker, in particular, is of a means of magic and forms of intel, and kind of gestures lightly in the direction of Brugo, and he oversees all the rest. If I'm not mistaken, what exactly you overlook? I might have an inquiry.
One more quick time again. I didn't quite catch all of that.
Well, yeah. Essentially, Quo's just asking, like, he knows what everybody else kind of overlooks, but he doesn't quite know unless it's already been stated what she overlooks, and he's asking because he might have an inquiry.
So what she overlooks? Oh, like what her job is, you mean? Okay.
Yeah.
I thought you meant overlook as an ignore. That's why I got confused. Yeah, it's a bitch when the same word has complete opposite meanings.
Right?
It either means you take care of it or completely ignore it. Same fucking word. I happen to be the head priestess of the area. I do the healing of the groups and make sure all the soldiers are healthy when they return.
Then he kind of looks a bit conflicted, but he kind of thinks about it for a moment before asking. Would you happen to know much about hags in particular, by chance? Or is that more of a magical means?
She kind of looks at you. I know a little of hags, but that is more of Amber Flicker's speciality.
Yes.
Why do you ask about hags? Yes, they both ask at the same time. Why?
Gramps
the
can
one
very
thing they've
clearly
ever agreed
see
on.
a very large and obvious grimace on Resnot's face the second that Quill brings this up.
What did your lot do?
In our defense, it was
Borosticks!
the goblin's fault.
Oh shit. Yes.
should recall, Ember Flicker has always been able to trust Quill when it came to giving honest reports.
Also,
Horrible.
you'll find Poristix was stuffed in a bag the entire duration.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's true. Porostix doesn't exactly know what happened with the hag, just the end results.
You'll find that out.
Yeah.
My report.
Well,
Quill, you should give the report.
Flicker, you trust me, do you not?
More than most.
Well, Boristix was out of action at the time, but I can recount the events for you.
Proceed.
I'll give him the lowdown. The scouting with the Raven, finding the house, me and Quill wanting to avoid it, Vex stealing from it, the old lady turning out to be the hag, just everything.
Okay, so
I'd like to know that
as
Cole
you say
also
that,
wanted to walk.
Cole also wanted to walk away.
Go like
As you continue talking, you just see the flames in the room just grow ever brighter and more intense.
So as you finish it, Asdraz looks over at you with that, and Ember Flicker goes, "Oh, that sounds like you pissed off a hag. I'm surprised most of you have come out of this looking
It was a
okay."
night hag.
A night
Well,
hack?
yes. Like I said, I wanted to leave the lady alone. It was Vex who took it upon himself to steal from her.
And he's dead, yes?
Yes.
now I remember yes.
Sorry, what did you say, Cole? Or Quill?
No member of the soul bag that she holds, yes.
That was very foolish.
It
Uh,
was.
As you say that, Asdraz walks towards you, Cole, grabs your chin and kind of lifts your head up.
He had been, letting the adults talk, and then just kind of perks up when, his chin is lifted.
You look a little haggard, Cole. Do me a favor. Say ah.
Ah.
She kind of looks at you, kind of like pinches your cheeks together to make sure your mouth stays open. Kind of starts looking into your chin and looks into your face like, I see. She has taken things from you, Cole. Let's go of your face. Was anyone else affected by the hag?
I was.
Wanders over to you, looks you in the eyes. I see. It would seem she has taken her toll upon you.
You're lucky that's all she took.
If I remember correctly, it was also that other little goblin, the one with the silly hat. He was in the same. I'm just completely distracted by Jet's photo. To continue speaking, I feel like that's just Druckle looking down. I believe the other goblin was also affected, like the year before, putter sticks happened.
Before his untimely demise. And
Yes.
by untimely, I mean far too late.
This is unfortunate. Unfortunately, the things a hag does can remain rather permanent. The only way I know of removing such a curse is either you would have to kill the hag to retrieve your stolen goods, or perhaps
beg
you
her
could...
or beg her to forgive you.
Russia
I mean-
just kind of stretch her chin. Just thinks like, yeah, their best talker is probably not going to be able to do that. No.
The hag. She was an immensely powerful being. It may be more difficult now with everything that has happened, but and kind of looks over towards Emberflicker, and more in particular, kind of at the both him and Adrez, yeah,
Address.
and kind of tell me, are night hags known to be? And he almost says this with almost a little bit of mirth, a little bit of amusement at the idea, but are they known for having a completely stone cold heart?
Considering that they are fiends.
Well,
Yes.
She looks over at you, Grumble. Ember Flicker, but well, to be fair, it's worse than that. They used to be fae, but were so evil they turned into fiends.
Yes. Surprised you knew that.
Interestingly enough, though,
No.
this one in particular was only interested in attacking us after the soul bag was taken.
They
It
don't
was spec-
particularly like it when you take their things.
As we've learned, yes. But
Well,
Yeah, we didn't really know what it was when it was taken. So, I mean,
Does not matter. You took it nonetheless. You made an enemy of a very powerful entity.
in any case, I suppose you could always go back and try to explain yourselves better. I hope you didn't do anything foolish, like attack her or something.
Yes, I will.
Cole opens his mouth and just like, steps back a teeny bit.
well, actually, kind of, he just kind of says, "Had we known what he was capable of, no, we wouldn't have."
As you attacked.
Had the group simply heeded our warnings, nothing would have come of this.
I would suggest your only course of action if you wish not to be hunted by this entity would to try to be striking a bargain with it. And you better make it a good one.
Well, that's
With
what I
all
was
due
getting.
respect, I have no wish of cursing myself.
Hold on, I've got the perfect response. There we go.
Well, that's what I was getting to. You say that a night hag would be a particularly dangerous enemy. Well, is there any particular way that we can make her an ally?
You know.
Well, perhaps there may be a way to convince her, but it would take a lot of effort after what you have done.
I would suggest trying to get someone else from our little group here to do it. This long.
Rush.
Or give them a bad reputation.
Rasha just kind of looks and is like, I'm not the best talker, but perhaps I could appeal to her face sensibilities.
Eat meat
I
will
would not,
pipe
I would
up.
not suggest that.
I talk very well. I talk with fists.
I would not suggest that either.
I do
Lame.
not. Yeah, I agree. I think it's better if we use words instead of feasts. But
Yes,
thank
you
you
would like
anyway,
both.
Meat. I appreciate your input.
Her face
mean-
sensibilities, as you put it, are gone. She is fiendish in nature. I would suggest. My only suggestion would be bringing her an offering and a bargain worth her time. And
That's what
you
I was
buy.
suggesting. I
Do
was
we
merely
have any
suggesting.
spare goblins we can give her?
Not anymore.
Unfortunately, a hag would have little use for such things. You would probably be better off seeing what you come across in the future.
I mean, we have this challenge from a wyvern. Maybe she would like that. Could be good for a spell.
Nothing more.
To be honest, if she wanted Wyvern Tavern, she could get them herself.
Fair enough. I was just merely suggesting.
I mean,
In
she
any
just
case-
wants souls and shit, right? So,
In any case, you will have to wait and see. I doubt you have anything at the moment that would interest her. Perhaps in the future you will come across something.
perhaps.
And despite the mishap, and he'll do a bit of a nod. Actually, not a nod. A bit of a bow towards the three of them. And regardless of our failure in that case, thanks for your candor.
It is fine.
Now, in our defense, it was an unpredicted event. What we set out to do was a resounding success.
At that point, Flesh Raver speaks up and goes, "This is true. The Hag, your failure is not an issue for us. It is," as he looks over the party, "seems to be personal with you and her. Despite that, you have a day to rest, for soon you have a new mission on hand that you and yours will take care of."
And take care we shall.
Yes, very well.
You've
We
also
appreciate
got-
Bouncing around different
Back to
voices
that.
for this one.
Also, enjoy your rewards.
This in reference to the bag, or are there more?
Yep. The bag.
So,
Yeah. Okay.
Michael, would you like to tell them what they've won?
Ladies and gentlemen, behind door number 1, which you've chosen by force, you have won a shiny new set of split mail.
Nice. Huzzah.
Is Boris 6 the only... Oh no, we also have Gunsrog in heavy armor.
Next, you have 2 healing potions. These are basic, but hey, if you're down, you won't be out.
Nice, nice. I like it.
Reward number 3, across the plains, we've received an ancient scroll containing a spell, a very powerful one. One of first level. It is known across the lands as Jim's Magic Missile, along with enough paper and ink to scribe it into a wizard spell book.
Ooh, that's mine. That's mine. I take it.
And last but not least, you see a plush little owl bear inside your bag. It was ripped from the hands of a toddler after watching her mother be brutally slaughtered. This is a snuggle beast. If you spend a short rest snuggling with it, whenever you expend hit dice, you can regain an additional 1d6 healing on a short rest.
Oh no! Cuddle buddy!
The blood on it will not fade.
Eat Meat will come over and pick up the little owl bear and just sort of stare at it intently, profoundly for a moment. And will suddenly look up. Hey! Who put hat on head?
So there you guys go. I put it. You can see your rewards. You can split that up how you like.
Okay.
So as you guys
Has it been
given your
written
rewards,
down?
giving yourselves your split mail, 2 healing potions, magic scroll for obviously Razna specific. Do you need the description of Jim's magic missile, or are you good to, or do you know that one?
No, I have not heard of that one before.
Okay, I will
You're gonna have
give
fun.
you a description. Just give me 1 second as I copy and paste it from eTools.
It's like, where's the list of...
Teacher's pet.
Hey, it has rewards.
So I think the potions should go to someone else other than Rasha, since her and Gazrog are the only ones that can heal at the current moment.
Well,
And
no,
Cole.
Cole.
Yeah.
Oh, and Cole, sorry.
All right, you'll soon
There
be
you
the
go.
only ones who could heal.
But I think it should go to the people that do not have healing capabilities.
No, wait, sorry, that's the wrong one.
That's regular magic missile.
I know,
Yeah,
I
was like,
copied
that's
the wrong
regular
one.
magic missile. I'm like, oh, enough, Beck. I got that.
I copied the wrong one. Sue me. Give me a sec. There you go.
Jim Doc.
Oof.
Hyperallergenic,
Hypoallergenic.
gluten-free darts and magic force. What is this?
It's magic missile.
Is this a second level or is this still first level?
First level spell.
Oh, okay. Thing testing with like 2d4 sandwiches target. But no bonus, so it's just 2d4.
No bonus,
no
just
plus.
2d4, yeah.
Okay.
No
Okay.
royalty
so-
component.
Ignore the royalty component.
Everything I shoot is noble.
Oh no. If the attack roll for any of the misses is a 1, I can't cast this spell!
Do it!
You
Do
got
it!
this.
Look, honestly, with some of the new spells I've got, I don't know how often I'll be casting magic missiles anyway.
Well,
This
you
is
have it if
actually
you
one of my
like it.
favorites.
We thought it'd be interesting. Random spell.
It does sound cool. I will probably use it at some point, but
Listen, it's a hypoallergenic, gluten-free dart of magic force. How can you not love that? Everyone loves that.
Any case with that, as you guys look over your doors, Fleshwreath goes, now spendete to rest, for in 2 days you will be going far to the north, deep in the mountains. There, you will be taking our newly acquired slaves and meeting with Drow. You will be exchanging them for magical items to help their Hoard, and establishing trade with them.
Understood.
Very good. So, rest for today and tomorrow. Then you will be on your way to meet the Drow.
Upon hearing this, Eat Meat Ack will pass out on the floor, snuggling the owlbear.
Oh, so we inherited a child, basically. Good. I love it.
He doesn't have the spiders to snuggle anymore.
Grommelgrim will just point his staff towards the behemoth on the floor and just look at the chief.
Brugo walks over, picks me up like fucking log style, and just hurls him out the fucking tent.
I wasn't sure. I know you want to do it.
This was
Honestly, for
easier.
Fair enough.
Upon flying out of the tent, the hat flies off my head and continues to blow in the wind.
Okay, with that, we will take a quick 15-minute break where you guys can level up. You are now level 3.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
Huzzah.
Just real quick, Heath, is the splint mail only made for like regular size?
For the purposes of this, it's whoever wants it.
Okay.
I can't wear it because I can't wear metal.
Yeah, you cannot. And it's
It's
heavy
either
armor
Gazrog
anyways.
or
You can't
Port.
wear heavy armor.
Unless
Yeah.
Eat Meat Ack is wearing armor, but I doubt it.
Forest Sticks, did you want the splint armor or should I take it for the tankiness?
Let me look at the thing. Splint mail.
I will pause the recording.
Yeah, so after the rest, after we rest and I copy the new spell and stuff, I'm gonna head back into the tent and approach Grummelgrimp. Grummelgrimp, if you have a moment, might I have a word?
What are you certainly?
Well, you know how last time I was at camp we spoke about the beneficial relationship.
I do remember this, yes.
Well, I figure that perhaps it is not ideal for me to wait on you to provide something. So I have a suggestion. With some new techniques I have learned, if you would appreciate a demonstration.
I'm always interested to see works of the arcane. You may proceed.
For this, we need to head outside. I need a target. I have one in mind, but if you have a better suggestion, I am open to hear it.
You know where Cole is?
I am sure it would not be difficult to find him.
Cole
Proceed.
sneezes.
Gesundheit.
Thanks, mate.
Alright, yeah. So we'll go find Cole.
Okay,
First
so
time I've ever hear that.
you guys head outside back to the orc camp to go find Cole.
Oh dear.
Cole, what are you doing? Are you dancing and like playing your instrument with all the fucking ogres and trolls, or what?
I was probably going to invite Cole over to the river so to wash up. He has dirt all in his fucking body, so
God,
This
yeah.
is the next morning, so if you would have done that like immediately.
yeah, that's right. Then yeah, so I don't know
Okay.
what Cole's doing.
Cole probably like since he's still kind of recovering, I guess he'd just be kind of sitting by, close by, playing his lute, adding to the dancing if there's still any around.
Would be hanging there? I feel like it.
Who would be hanging?
Oh, Cole would probably be hanging around.
Yeah,
They've become the physically hampered bunch.
the physically hampered bunch. They just hang in. I mean, like those two probably had a talk. Just Cole just thanking him honestly for like not leaving him for dead.
Later though.
Yeah. But yeah, they just hang in. Cole is doing his looting, assuming that they didn't actually get rid of his loot, because that's actually
Just stand like
so.
We'll just exit the front of the tent, I guess, if they're where all the tokens were left. Unless you want to move yourself.
I mean, yeah, he's relatively by the bonfire, so I mean, he'd either be over here or like, where is the party happening more towards the actual fire, or is like the spooters be dancing?
I mean, if it's still like I say, the next morning the party would be
morning.
over. So
Okay,
I
then,
misunderstood.
Yeah, he'd
I thought you meant like a short rest. I didn't think you meant like after a full night's sleep.
No,
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
After the next morning is when you
Okay.
would do this.
he'd probably just be hanging where I left his token. Then it doesn't really matter.
Alright. Yeah, so we just walk out of the tent and there he is. Very easy.
So we're looking for me.
I am not talking to you at all.
Oh, okay.
Now, bear in
Eat
mind,
Meat
this is
will
a-
be right next to Cole, kind of yelling him, "Play louder!"
I'm playing
bear in
louder.
mind, This is a
Perhaps it
new
is.
ability. Ideally it will work, but there may be some hiccups.
Proceed. I'm interested nonetheless.
Alright, and with that, point one of my fingers at Cole, and I cast one of my new spells. I cast Shadow Puppets. I only rolled a 12 though, fuck. Wait, what's your AC?
Well above a 12.
No, but what is
Yeah.
low?
AC is 14.
Oh, that's fine,
Save
I can just
face.
saving face. Yep.
That only brings you to 13. Because
right
you
there.
only have one ally at this moment.
Gazrog's right there! What do you mean?
That is no,
Gazrog is
no.
not right there. You only have
Gazrog
Ember
is
Flicker.
He's not there for your shenanigans.
Old ass.
So you miss still.
Maybe they don't know. Advantage? Advantage?
You're not allowed to say anything, Bone Manic trying to kill me. And Cole just
Yes,
continues
Cole.
to strum away, completely unaware.
Wait.
This has to be a melee spell
like,
attack, so I guess you're right
Yeah,
next to
it's a
him.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's a ranged spell that acts as a melee.
Make a melee spell attack against the
Because
creature.
Animates
Oh,
the
okay.
shadow.
I see.
It's
Um,
like a spiritual weapon.
So did
technically.
Cole Shadow just
Right.
attempt to fucking stab
Apparently until the
Cole?
start of your
I
next
just
turn.
failed to.
The shadow monster appeared and
I-
failed to.
Yeah, I feel like.
Did
I feel
I
like the
approve
paralyze
this
is a bit
one? Because
strong.
this one seems a little OP,
No.
man.
I sent it to Michael
Do not. Okay, you are not
but,
allowed. So Michael is the
no, yeah.
co-GM. I have to be the one to officiate that because that's a little
I
OP.
chucked
I'm looking at
in-
it.
You know, I don't like the paralyzed thing. I just like the flavor.
Yeah, the
Like, I don't care
paralyze
if
is
you get rid of the
ridiculous.
paralyze.
That's like that
Yeah.
means all other attacks are now double damage.
No, yeah, I don't care about the paralyze. I just like the flavor of it. So you
The
can
flavor,
totally
I'll
get rid
take
of
it. The
that.
paralyze is way too powerful for a
Wait,
fucking
what-
second
Yeah,
level
100%,
spell.
100% it is. 100%
Wait,
it
Cam,
is.
when did you send this to
Dumb
me?
that.
Because I remember you sent me the other
Right at the start, I was flagging them, like, because I was writing them down, and I chucked them in GM layout.
Is that
for you
a-
guys to-
Oh,
Is that a
Okay.
second level?
by the
It
way,
is
Cam,
technically,
if you
yeah.
are sending stuff to me, please do it through Discord, not the goddamn game, because I miss a lot
Yeah.
there. Because
Is that a-
this.
Is that a second level spell?
It is a second level spell in the
Yeah.
homebrew stuff.
It's a little too
Okay.
powerful.
I don't
That
like.
is.
I don't like the.
I
paralyzed stuff,
mean,
I agree.
I don't
Paralyzed
think
stuff
it's
is
a.
bullshit.
I don't think it's a little too powerful since Hold Person is stronger since it doesn't have to bypass both AC and a save.
True.
But,
It's still no. The paralyze is still bullshit though.
Yeah,
I mean,
I'd
Hold Person is
switch it to stun, and I'll be okay with it. It's like I would let it be a stun like a monk attack, not paralyze. That's crazy.
How does?
Yeah,
you can just get
paralyze.
rid of the secondary effect altogether. I really.
Yeah.
I'm just. fine.
Both game,
Oh,
we can do
stun.
that too. I mean, stun just you don't get you get advantage, but it's not like you're taking double damage from then on. Like,
I mean, you could just reflavor Scorching Ray to be the shadow attacks them 3 times.
Well, I already got the. I already
Yeah.
got Dark
The other
Bolt.
one,
Yeah.
yeah.
the Dark Bolt I'm fine with. That one works. This one's a little too damn
Yeah.
OP.
No, yeah, I agree that the paralyze is wild. I just really like the flavor of this attack.
Okay, well, if you want to keep the attack,
that's
just
all I want.
remove the secondary effect. I'm okay with that.
Yeah, totally fine.
Yeah. And you
that's
can even
that's
up the
also why I
damage.
did this,
I'll allow
because
you
I
to
figured
even
you
up the
could-
damage to 2d10 as opposed to 2d8 since we're removing the effect.
Okay, doke. Yeah, that's also why I wanted to do this, because I figured that you didn't see it, so I thought this would be a good way to just bring it up.
Yeah, no, that's fair. Yeah, so I'm okay with it. Just remove the paralyzation, and that's all good.
Yeah.
So, let me know what's happening with Cole then. I'm just because
I
he's
was
just
Well,
chilling.
you would
Yeah.
see a
Didn't
shadowy
hurt.
arm just slam past you, Cole,
Okay, so
because he
just-
missed.
He fucking like screeches. You hear him screech as he sees this thing punch past him, and he's holding his loot for dear life. Just what the? He gets
Nothing
up
else is-
immediately, like trying to scramble up, and like looking
Nothing
around to
else
see.
was amusing.
It should be quite potent if it doesn't go wrong.
It seems you still have some work before that spell is finished. I'm interested, nonetheless.
These magics are quite unstable, to say the least. Not exactly your traditional kind.
Fascinating, I will admit. Once you have perfected this magic, or at least make it more stable, as you put it, I'd be more interested to give you more sight. It is interesting, nonetheless, I must admit. And you see that little stickman squeal. I will say, well done. Well done indeed.
To my regret of this failed demonstration, perhaps a little bit more resources would assist me, if you have them to spare.
We'll see how your next mission goes, and do well, and you may impress me.
If these new companions of ours are even slightly more effective than our previous, I see no reason that we should fail.
Keep in mind, it is the responsibility of a leader to make sure that their followers are effective. Their failures are not necessarily all their own. Give them good guidance, and they'll be fine tin soldiers.
Oh, I always preferred give them death if they do not listen, but the rest of them do not so agree.
Bend them into shape, do not disregard. Even the scraps have their use.
You have a very good point here. Do not worry, you can trust me on the success of this next mission.
I would hope so. I see great promise in you.
I appreciate your words. Until next time.
Continue practicing the arcane. We'll see how well you progress.
He'll give you a nod and walk back to the group.
Meanwhile,
Turn back
Cole
to the
is just... He's just holding on to his loot, just saying, "You might say that! There's like a dark thing just punching me."
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, yes! I thought you were growing another hand to play lute.
I mean, honestly, that'd actually be pretty cool. But not this time. I was trying to...
Goal. Are
Oh,
you
no, this
afraid of your own shadow?
Was that my shadow, or is it still around? Because, I mean, I was
Goal,
already...
I have no idea what you're talking about. You appear to be scared of nothing.
There was a thing that looked like a hand, and it tried to punch me, and it missed, and luckily it didn't hit me. So...
If it makes feel better, I punch and not miss.
As long as it's not my face, that's a good thing. That's a good thing. But you saw it, right? See, Meaty saw it. He thought I was gonna play with my loot, but actually it was punch me.
As a
Like you
sign
said-
of friendship, may I say, I would very much appreciate it if you did this.
Friends? We friends now? Yes, of course, we friends, and friends drink and dance. Come, friend, give me big hug.
Hold up one finger.
Instant regret.
After a show of friendship.
Yes, of course, after the show, yes. Move. Perker, move. Me give good punch, then give good hug.
So you gotta punch Cole.
Oh no!
Yeah, sure.
Roll me a. Oh, what are you gonna do, Zaku?
Can I do like a dodge, like a fucking
Well,
dex
he
save
has
or
to make an
something?
attack roll, is what happens.
This is why I tell you, bend tinge soldiers into shape.
So just roll me a weapon attack, because all it's a strength based thing. Your weapons are strength based. The damage will be 1 plus your strength modifier, so 5.
Oh boy.
So roll me a weapon attack to see if you hit.
Okay, now, little one, make sure you look straight at me and smile.
Wait, why?
Don't blink.
I'm not blinking, but I just want to.
Oh god!
Damn, it's losing it.
Oh my god.
So Cole, as you look over, you just see this big meaty fist come right in your face, cracking you in the nose. You take 5 bludgeoning damage.
Oh my god.
Damn, Raznoth, you would just see if you look back at the tent, Ember Flicker standing at the threshold of the door, just going. And then turns around and walks back into the tent.
Now, friends,
I'll give you a...
give to me big hug. Nice big hug. Make sure you return favor.
Oh fuck! Will you punch me? I don't want to give me a hug. What the fuck, man?
No, not you. I'm talking to Raz.
I must say, you have earned this. And he will very, not... What's the word? Lazily,
you
very
dodged the hug.
unconvinced. They're very unconvinced, just lift his arms up in a vague gesture of a hug.
Actually,
for
to
him
be
to-
a hug, that's a grapple check, not an attack roll.
Oh.
Because that's
Well, you
that's
don't even need to make the roll because he's allowing you to.
yeah. Okay, if he's allowing you, you
Yeah,
don't have to.
but
If it's not contested, he just
I'm
hugs you.
saying that in his drunken fervor, you just made him attack someone. So therefore, he's kind of feeling right now that he can
Is he
use a
still
lot
drunk
more
and wanting
strength
vodka?
than he should. He is
Like,
almost
I think-
perpetually drunk.
Fair enough. Proceed.
So-
This is Porous Sticks.
So you're just
watching-
kind of squishing him?
It's pretty much going to be like a bear hug. What would that be like?
I mean,
Athletics?
you're not going to damage him with it, but you can roll me an athletics to see how much of his lungs you compress for him keeping his breath. Okay, make a con save, Razdov.
God.
Very well. Constitution save.
Oh my god.
Oh wow.
So you're fucking right.
So you just feel your air just leave your lungs as he just crushes the air out of you in his massive, meaty bear hug.
Cole, while like he's holding his nose.
I expected this.
Rasha's just gonna go to Quill. I can't help but feel this is a somewhat step down from my previous group.
You get used to us.
By the way, for fun, who would like to can roll me a perception check.
I would like
I'm
to.
excellent at
I will
this.
say-
I know, no, I'm doing.
I
I'm
would also
doing-
like to.
I want
Who would
Oh,
like
wait,
to means
disadvantage,
everybody
right?
can. Yes, your visual disadvantage, so...
I want
I
to do it.
had
No, I
a
want to do
one.
it much.
I
You're
got a
all
one.
doing it. Just do it.
You all get to do it. I did.
Do it, guys.
Yeah, let
Oh,
Crystal
shit.
do it, guys.
Oh shit, guys.
Oh shit,
Shit,
guys.
rolled
Wait,
better
Crystal,
than
you had
me.
gone to your stats. Maybe that's a 10. We don't know.
So,
Maybe that's a 23.
I gotta reload the page.
go. So you guys look about you. Eat meat. You've noticed that you've got something on your back as Parker has kind of like hugged your back like a backpack.
Yeah, sick.
I'm having
Dude,
Pinchy
fucking Eat Meat is
flashback.
living the high life. Dude, he just got to punch Cole in the face and he has a spider as a backpack? Fuck, I wish that was me.
You're that DeviantArt main god. I wish that was me.
But I'm so happy with how that scene went.
Bad, bro.
Cole, you notice it. Quill, basically anybody who rolled above a 6 would notice it. So you get added 1 D-rep, so you don't notice squat.
Yeah, I'm like,
He still has berries in
Oh,
his
he's
bag.
So
He's just big.
perception check.
Well, you notice because he's on your back, but
Cole's just like, I got some. Oh, look, he's hugging ya. By the
Oh,
way, am I like?
little Parker, you come with me. Good.
I just got the reference.
Pooter Burger.
Pooter
Just so you know, I helped.
Burger. Yeah, they named them last week.
I just got it.
Good job,
Good
Michael.
old
Good job.
Pooter Burger.
But we'll go up to me. Just my way. Am I bleeding? I can't tell. I mean, my skin's red, and my red.
is Cole bleeding?
Is he?
Yeah, he's got a pretty bloody nose and getting a fist in the face and taking 5 bludgeoning damage.
I kind of like wipe the blood, and I just like show my hand like, yeah.
Ah, there it is. You know,
Roll me an
if
at
you put
20
it on-
out of 1, you kill Cole.
Damn it. 5%. 5%.
You get it one day, buddy.
You got it one already.
No.
I'll get it again.
You
I'll
did
get
it
it
once.
again one day.
That is
Okay,
like
okay.
literally the new mission. Every time Porosticks makes a medicine check on Cole, a 1 means he attacks Cole. That is just that official what happens. Because he's got an underlining code from fucking...
God, I'm mad because
Sleeper
it's,
agent. It's just like 406 is a sleeper agent. It's just like Gollum's like, okay, wait for it.
wait for it.
No!
Hold on.
He's already proven to kill party members, so I don't see any reason not to.
He has been approved. That's what makes me mad because it's canon. It fucking makes sense.
Quick question. Is this going to be an entire day, just like at the camp? And then
You guys have 24
stay
hours
over?
at the camp, and it's the next day you leave, yes.
Okay. So Rasha is going to then walk up to Cole and just like stick her finger on like top of Cole's nose and instantly fix it with the cure wounds.
Ah,
You're no fun.
thanks, Missy.
No, I just don't like. I don't like blood. I'm just not a fan of the sight of blood. At least you red blood.
Look, come now, what's this? He asked for, I do again.
I mean, you didn't ask me if I wanted it.
Did you just punch him again?
Oh my god!
It's me. Would it not be simpler to...
So who are you slugging this time?
That was a complete joke, by the by.
Oh no.
I just find it funny you keep rolling that nat 1 for the damage.
Later, Judah.
Oh, bye, Judah.
Oh, geez, gotta go. Oh.
Bye, Judah. Yeah, he's just saying, he's just like, why did you just heal it? Like, you know, he was asked to punch him, he was being friendly, he was...
Eat meat. In this culture, it should be polite to offer the punch back. Allow Cole to punch you back, because I want to see this.
Cole just looks at her for a second, she's just like, he can't tell if that's an insult or not. Probably is, but he also just like looking at his noodly arms, and just like,
yes, please, and Eat Meat will open his.
Cole's back.
He will open his arms and like stick out his chin. Please show show friendship. We do skinship here with fists.
Skinship.
Am I like a handsome-ability on myself?
That doesn't help with attack rolls.
God fucking damn it. I can't bardic myself either, right?
Nah, you're not a lore bard, so no.
So he just, you know...
Hit him with this. This part. Hit him with this part.
I've seen punches, I don't think this part's gonna help me, but, you know, fuck it.
I'll even give you advantage on the roll since he's giving you a plain swing, so go for it.
I so hope you get a 1. I so hope you get a 1 here, Zach.
The odds of him hitting are 10% right now, so let's see. Yeah,
I have a -2 in strength.
So it's a flat 0 because you're proficient with you're proficient with fists.
Okay,
so just roll a
so
d20 at advantage. So 2d20. Yeah, you roll d20. You get 2 of them because you get your. I'm giving you advantage, so roll d20 twice.
Okay, plus
So you just watch Cole.
He just like, all right, my butt, big boy, you ready? And and he goes up and like, what happens is he hits his chin. He makes it just enough, but then you see that his form is fucking awful. So like his arm just kind of like has a little drawback into it. You got a good jaw there.
Did you hurt your fist?
No. I you know, he has a little bit of scruff. He didn't shave, so it just I felt a little bit rough, and I just
you take 1 damage.
Threw me off. Why?
I'll let that one pass. You kind of broke your hand on his stone jaw.
What's your name again? Eat meat. If you're so if I try.
Wait, what did you ask?
Since I punched anybody.
This is incredible. This is a good day.
Wait,
this is a terrible time. What are you talking about?
So we're just gonna taking turns to punch Eat Meat Ak?
No, we can punch each other.
Nope, not me. I'm just. Can Cole just like scramble up the tent and just like watch from the top of the tent? Or at least can he try to scramble up?
It's a tent, Cole. You would fall through. They're not designed to have human weight upon them.
Can he climb anything?
I mean, there's the wall.
I'm not going for the wall again. Can I go like for?
You can run.
The tower. There's a ladder to the tower. There's literally a ladder leading up there. So yes.
You know what? Actually, no. He's gonna go by the protection of his buddy Ruff. He's just gonna. He's like, no. Hey, buddy, I'm sticking with you. I'll help you out.
Cole, what'd you do?
I am they're having a punch fest. I'm not about punches. I'm a spells kind of guy, so you know what? I'll help you out. Yeah, we're buddies, right?
Needs to punch someone now.
I was tempted. Punch fast, just whack him as he says it, but I decided not to. I was tempted.
Yes, of course, yes. We all do drink, punch, make friends. Father, you join.
Ooh, punch fest, and runs over and just slaps meat across the face. One moment.
This spiraled out of control so quickly.
Since trolls actually only...
I don't know what you mean. This is exactly what I wanted to happen.
So as he cracks his son across the face, for a 24 to hit, you just see him pick meat up, crack him up, lift him up into the air. You take 11 damage, by the way.
Oh my god.
As you see Cole, Beagle Bird, it just flies backwards, like fucking crashing into Parvo Sticks.
And the big guy goes down, crashing into the bones.
Hold on. Did he get a strike? See like a bowling animation.
Parvo Sticks is like still and just like traces. Eat me
Well, this is all
trajectory.
happening. Is there somewhere that Raznoth would be able to get like a mug of ale or some sort of alcohol?
Yeah, there's alcohol at in the camp. They've raided beer things and barrels and stuff over these few weeks.
Yeah, so as this is happening, Raznoth will get like a large mug of ale and just wait idly for this to resolve.
Okay, I'll just roll a con save for...
For shits and giggles, just because I can't help but you just strike. I would have made the DC the damage he took if you rolled under his D's the damage. I will say though, as eat meat gets slammed onto the ground, eat meat. You look up to see this large, massive woman look over top of you with a smile on her face.
As you
see Azrog look down at you, the female ogre.
Oh no.
I will reform somewhere else.
I guess Eat Meat will be starstruck at the moment.
Oh no.
Well, if that's the case, then eat meat. We are friends, yes.
Well, me not punch yet.
No, but you hug.
I think you need to punch there. It's not official until you do.
A big mug of ale.
I'm sorry, Cam. You started this one.
I got you. No, this is...
Friends punch, yes. Father, friends punch. You friend.
Troll punch, punch fun.
Friend punch, but later. Drink now.
You know what? I'm gonna roll right now to see whether or not I perceive that. If you manage to get that line out before he just straight takes the swing.
Yo, you are still prone, aren't you?
Well, he would have.
I mean, I think I got up. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like he was standing on the ground, and plus, how could he punch you lying on his back?
That's what I was saying. Like, I thought he was still prone. You said that he woke up, and he was just like, well, he's starstruck. So I was like, all right, I'll give him a mug of ale.
I mean, to be fair, if you want to make this an initiative thing, but it's not like you expected him to jump up and punch you.
No, he can go for it. No, that's fine.
Yeah. So make your wisdom save. I will say the wisdom save for this will be the DC of the damage he took to your head, so 11.
Sorry, Storm. Oh, he's gone.
So do I just need to go ahead and take the swing then?
So yeah, if you want to make, did you said you wanted to make a wisdom save whether or not you were going to punch him, or are you just going to punch him?
I'm just going to punch him.
Okay, roll your attack. 13. That matches AC.
Well.
God.
Boop.
Okay.
Now. I am
guess
going
I will
to
drunkenly
poorly-
miss.
I am going to poorly pretend. No, you hit me, and then it just got like absorbed by like this dark arcane energy. But I am going to poorly pretend that you hit me full force.
Roll for performance.
I'll fully pretend you did.
Man, I didn't even need to. Big punch, friends now, and I'll hand you the ale.
Okay, let's see.
Oh my god.
Oh.
Where are you here? I mean, do I really think you're my friend?
Let's have a deception check.
Are we friends, Eat Meat Act, because you fell on me?
Yeah,
A full body punch?
I mean, it would be a
Full
deception
body
check if you're lying. I don't know. It's your call there, Raznoth.
No, I don't think he's lying. He's just trying to get on his good side.
Fair enough, probably. Unlike the goblins you could bully, this guy could literally rip you in half and just start eating you, so it makes sense that you would try to suck up a little.
Well, I mean, you know what? Eat Meat, he's drunk right now, and I think he's kind of very enamored by
Big
Azra but right now,
Yeah.
so I think he will kind of let this one go. I believe he considers Raznoth to be friendly, but I don't know if he quite trusts him yet. But then again, this is like a troll's trust, so it's not like he's thinking like, what could I get out of this relationship? It's more like he's just kind of thinking like, oh, you're not in my field of vision right now.
Anyways, Eat Meat, as you get your mug of ale, I will say Arrowzug looks over at you with a big smiling face and go, "You big warrior!"
You bigger warrior.
You wish to punch?
Becky, let me punch.
You know what? I am going to take a punch at Arrow. Oddly enough, though, because this has somewhat relevant personal relevance to me, Druckle's cowboy hat will again mysteriously fall on Eaten Meat's head.
Oh no!
Man, that hat keeps falling everywhere.
There's actually a hat
just
factory
put it
down
on
the
my
way that
pipe.
just keeps losing hats, so they just get blowing in the wind.
It's like that episode of Bugs Bunny where the truck explodes and all the hats start landing on their heads constantly.
All right, you'll take a punch.
Okay, feel free to roll the punch. Oof. That actually hits an ogre's AC.
Oh my god.
So for another 5 damage, you crack her across the face and she smiles like, "Good!" And,
I think it's 10. Isn't that 10?
No.
You're
You're using your fist. Your fist is always 1 plus 4 your strength.
Oh.
Otherwise,
okay.
you're using your weapons, and it becomes a big. She kind of like
Unless,
gives you a
unless you
good-
have some sort of unarmed strike.
yeah. So you get cracker across the face. She smiles. She kind of throws a punch at you, but misses as you kind of like make her spin. It goes, "Ha, good punch."
Yes, good punch. You drink.
Drink good. And she kind of grabs a thing and kind of like puts her arms around you.
Looks like I'm not going anywhere.
I go to Raznoth and I'm like, so is this what dating is like nowadays?
This is what the kids are doing these days.
I do assume so.
Son,
Interesting.
it's time for me to talk to you about the birds and the beasts.
Boy, if they have a kid, it would be quarter dwarf, quarter human, half ogre.
It's the combination.
What a freak of nature.
What are you talking about? They'd be beautiful.
Freak of nature.
So yes, as that goes on.
I mean, Eat Meat
Hey, what
wanted
did
to
we
go
do
over
with
and
Vex's corpse?
We buried it, didn't we?
Yeah, Gazbrook buried it a few hours away from the
Camp, yeah.
We held on to his shit.
Yeah.
yeah.
Which is basically nothing.
Who has his money though? Because Raznoff
I
likes
carried.
money.
I took the pouch, so I have both
The
Matilda
dog
and the
has it.
coin.
I don't give a fuck about Matilda. I just want the coin.
Well, I have it, so you're gonna have to talk to Rasha about it.
Yeah, Raznoff doesn't like Russia that much. If,
Come on.
If
Come on.
Gazrock still had it, he would make an attempt. But sees Russia, and he's like, yeah, not worth it. Not worth.
All about
Regal.
Matilda.
I feel left out, and I don't like that.
I attempt to grab the mysterious ghost hat from Edie.
For the sake of my sanity, make a dex check, I guess.
Sleight of hand or something, yeah. Probably sleight of hand.
Yeah.
Nope.
Nope.
Just missed it.
Curse you, Draco!
As you watch the hat once again blow away in the wind, you just kind of hear a "fuck you."
Well, fuck you too, partner.
Oh my
Primal
god.
Grip just comes out and just like, there is a disturbance in the force.
Druckle is Jedi now?
Slowly goes back inside.
He just
You
sniffs
heard
the
the-
air once.
You heard the voice of a billion people sigh in agony. He's like, "Ah!"
Druckle, you're Satan's problem now.
100 donkeys just get a shiver down their spine.
God.
It's funny you
that, or,
say
like,
that,
Satan,
Cam,
like,
because my
doesn't want him,
nickname.
so he sent him to the next hell over until the next hell to the next hell.
Druggle gets kicked down to the 8th layer of hell before they're just like,
Guys, I
Fuck it.
want to know what Heath finds funny. What
Yeah, sorry, Heath.
It's funny in the simple sake that you say that because in the game I used to co-GM'd on Sundays. My name was Satan, so
It's true.
Yeah.
No, Heath. If you ever do a campaign in the Abyss or the Nine Hells, you gotta have Druckle just appear.
it's random goblin ghost wandering around.
fucking puncher.
You see, what happened is they're keeping Druckle in the Nine Hells, so when Raznoth dies, he just enters a room full of them.
just cloning him, just be like, you are the best thing that ever happened to this place, because man, you save us a lot of damn work.
Oh my god.
You know, physical pain means nothing down here, but you do mental pain, and that's everything.
Damn good at it. Son, you just got a promotion.
Anyways, as Eat Meat and Arozug start drinking, Cole was with Ruffs looking through the fucking cart, helping him get his
Just
stuff
helping
together.
him out. Yeah, because he doesn't want to be any part of this punch fest. He's more of the performer on the stage and less of the mosh pit kind of guy. So
So for fun, Cole, as you watch him, you just see kind of Ruffs digging in the supply cart, making stuff. As you just see his butt stick out with his little tail wagging.
Cole will just like, and then he doesn't say anything, just like a little butt wagging, pretending that he has a tail, just a tail.
Ruff, how many times have I told you to do this? Pull up your pants.
Ruff looks down at his loincloth. Ruff no wear pants.
Hey, if he wants the moon, then he gets the moon.
I'm just kidding. Rasha just laughs. I'm just kidding. It's something the humans say.
Nah, honestly, pants are overrated, sort of. It gets a little cold though.
Then why are you wearing them?
It gets a little cold, you know. I just feel.
As you hear that, Cole, you hear a voice coming out from the tent. I agree. Pants can be overrated.
At that,
You need to speak.
at that, the raven flies up and lands on Cole's head, and you hear Vex's little voice go, "You're not making any sense."
And it flies away.
He just points and yells at it. Too soon! That might be a little sad.
Oh no, the
Howard
Raven
and
has a
Leslie.
recording of a dead person's voice.
Of everything.
I have a list of quotes for the Raven.
The Raven said nothing.
Hey, Ralph, you wouldn't happen to have a longbow on you, would you? Mine kind of got... you know.
Rufflet!
She just pulls out... Rasha just pulls out her old bow, which just is basically just like a piece of string with two pieces of wood at the end. It's like an overrated nunchuck.
I love that description.
Roll me a d6. Hey, you do find it. He does find you a longbow,
Huzzah!
but no arrows.
That's fine. I'll make my own later.
Raznoth will approach Russia. Newcomer.
Hmm?
I do not know what to think of you yet, but I hope you will be of use to the group. And I'll hand you a quiver full of 20 arrows.
Rasha just kind of looks at the quiver and looks back up at Raznoth. Well, if we are going to be working together, it best be known that I know your name at least.
Roll a persuasion.
Oh, hold on. Let me just check something. Can I use my, can I use this?
I make a charisma check dealing with...
No.
He's not bigger or more powerful than you.
Not bigger or more powerful.
You're powerful. What are you talking about?
I am dealing with obviously bigger or more powerful targets.
Yeah, there's no obviousness. This would work on Eat Meat, this would work on Gazrog, and even work on Quill. Definitely not going to work on Raznoth, who is much smaller than you.
Fine. Dang it.
You can earn that in time.
Very
For
well.
now, accept the gift.
Rasha just nods and throws the quiver and arrows on her back. Kind of stretches her arm just to make sure that she can reach for the arrows comfortably. And I appreciate your aid, Raznoth. In exchange, Rasha will hand him 2 gold pieces.
That seems ridiculously powerful.
What?
That skill.
Really? Yeah, it is. Do you want me to change it a bit of it?
Totally. I'll let you have proficiency, but you do not get fucking expertise with it. It's the expertise that's bugging me.
Okay.
Because
no, it's only for bigger targets though.
Yeah, but you shouldn't be getting expertise for free when you're not even proficient.
Okay.
I would say that if you are proficient with persuasion, you gain expertise, but you don't just gain expertise. So
okay,
yeah.
So then I rolled a 10.
Well, you rolled an 8 still, because he's not bigger than you.
This bonus still doesn't apply to me.
Yeah.
Fair.
Yeah, because otherwise that seems a little too... Especially with this campaign setting, that seems a little too bonusy.
Fair enough. I'll do it.
So Raznoth accepts the gold. He, looks down at it and he looks back up at you. Do not disappoint me.
Well, I can ask the same for you, then. Because the last group I did, they got captured by an idiot. Be sure not to be the one. The next.
He's already begun walking away. We have already dealt with Conan Fuda once. Seems your group was the one that was lacking.
Pew pew pew. Ghost session here.
Rash is just a bit. Hold on, I'm gonna roll something.
Shots fucking fired.
Rasha just kind of thinks for a moment, just if she wants to return that insult with a with something a bit more her style, but she just kind of holds back. It's like, nah, later.
As the druid and the wizard duke it out, that goes poorly for a wizard.
I love how everyone in this group just hates each other.
No, we don't. Most of us like each other. It's just that Raznoth is like the only one that's like hating everybody at once.
He has a hate
Raznoth
list.
is the human equivalent of sandpaper.
He rubs everybody the wrong way.
And you know what, Cam? We all love it.
Oh,
It's some good shit.
that's not one of my favorite characters.
Yep. Sammy keeps pissing off all the healers. Oh no, Raznoth.
Who got the healing potions?
Oh yeah, who did get the healing potions?
I don't think I'll
Raznoth.
take it since I, yeah.
Poor Sticks just like chugs them at the same time, like, oh.
You actually got a calcium stick, like a little calcium
Calcium
stick.
I'll say
He just munches on it and then it adds to his
Raznoth
teeth.
would definitely make sure that Quill has one.
Yeah, I think Quill would be a good choice.
Okay. And then
If no
probably-
one else takes it, Raznoth will just hold on to the other one.
Yeah, I
Only
think
if no one else.
I think Raz should also have one since he doesn't have any healing.
and his hit points are like low.
Actually, no. I don't know. I maybe also. Actually, I think Poor Sticks would be better because he's a little more tanky. And take a few hits if he's delivering.
Yes, medicine for.
Oh, right, yes, right. I forgot. Never mind.
Yes.
That's a very terrible idea.
Yes.
I mean, what about Quill? Because he's also like in the front line. So
Well, no, we
he might
gave
be
him-
able to use
We
it.
already gave one to Quill.
Oh wait, we already gave him ones. Yeah, my brain.
I'm gonna quickly put that in messages then.
What do you mean? I should have a healing potion because I'm not gonna drink it. I'll give it to somebody else.
Technically, would it actually heal you?
Yeah, we discussed this earlier. It would.
Yeah, for the purposes, he would still heal, just because otherwise the undead becomes kind of worthless.
Fair enough.
It rejuvenate my bones.
Yeah,
I
because
just
you
gotta
start
like
producing
smash
bone
the.
marrow.
I smash the potion in my head and I'm just like.
This is
My
how the
glasses
part, right?
affect him.
Yeah.
for Pearl Sticks, it's just a
Sticks is
bottle
the
of
biggest
milk.
frat bro, man.
Just a bottle of milk.
Speaking of which, would it be okay for Rasha to cast locate plants and objects? I mean, plants and animals to start looking for ingredients to make a healing potion of her own.
She's a
Not
witcher.
how
She makes
healing potions
elixirs.
work.
You would use a healer's, I mean, a herbalism kit to make them.
You'd make an alchemist supplies to make a
No,
potion.
alchemist.
No,
supplies is
it's
for
herbalism kit. You got that backwards. Alchemist
Oh,
supply cannot make healing potions. It's herbalism kit specifically.
Oh, really?
Yep, it's very.
So-
It's in the descriptions. They are the what make healing potions.
Yeah,
I-
no, I was confused myself when I saw that.
Honestly, I think it should be the other way around, but that's just me.
Well,
I
I
mean,
mean, it
the
depends what a
herbalism kit
healing
before
potion is, right? A healing potion is something obviously made from herbs. It's not a magical potion in that sense. It's a potion made through magical herbs.
Alchemist
the
kit's
way they-
more for like poisons. I mean, not poison. That's poisoner's kit.
They get like
Alchemist fire.
acids and alchemist fire and that kind of stuff.
Antitoxins, stuff like that.
Yeah.
And actual
I would-
potions.
I would say you would be able to find some, but you're looking at miles away. Like there's
Yeah.
nothing nearby.
I mean, it's a whole day, so I have time to head out.
Sure. Roll me a D2.
One.
Okay, your piece, concentrating on the voice of nature in the surroundings, you learn the direction and distance. Okay, roll me a survival check, because you still have to find it. It just gives you a direction and distance. So, it's not like you got...
Nice.
Okay, so you do find it. You find enough for one healing potion.
Huzzah.
Yeah, because you might know where it is, but you still gotta find it, because it just gives you, like... It's not like pinpoint accuracy, so you'll still need a survival
yeah.
check, but it'll at least give you an area where you can find it for sure. So that's how
Racha
that'll
will
work.
obviously start making the potion today, since there's probably not enough time today. It takes like 8 hours to make a healing potion.
Yeah, it takes 8 hours to make a healing potion.
So Racha will just put stuff the ingredients in her pouch and say, "You'll be good for dinner."
Well, let's see here. 5 hours there. Let's say it's 5 miles away. You walk 3 miles an hour. You could do it today if you spent the whole day. If you did nothing else, but make the potion today.
All right, Racha will then hang by the campfire and start crushing the herbs into a nice pot and mixing them with water and all that.
So just so you know, that is all the healing potion herbs. That's all the healing potion herbs in this general area. If you cast again, you will get nothing.
Okay.
Right, that's what you got for the 5 mile radius from the camp. Again,
All
the
right,
herbs are
good.
rare. If they were common, then they wouldn't be expensive.
Oh yeah, totally.
Whoa, that you guys just like bugged out
Sorry.
on the mic.
Oh, did you?
At least for me, you guys. Like,
Yeah,
both
must have
were
been your
off.
drop. It
Just
was
like
fine on my end.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
it's fine on
it's
mine.
probably just me.
Yeah.
If anything, though, I think I'm also gonna head out because my head
Yeah.
is starting to like.
That's
Yeah,
fair. I
right,
think we
so-
got a good spot to wrap up here, anyways, guys. As you guys get yourselves together,
Okay.
I'll message you, Zaku, tomorrow when we're going to work out if you're still up for it.
Ye-
By the way, one last quick question, Zaku. Are you in for tomorrow's game?
I think too many people have said no. I think.
Yeah, well, Zaku's kind of the line. If you say no, I have a
no.
different idea in mind.
Okay.
Well, we'll run
yeah,
a game, but it's not going to be the game you guys think it is. I'm going to kind of follow from Nano's point of view and just do like an improvised one.
Okay.
I'm thinking I'll do basically we're going to do a gnome game, but they're going to be goblins in the sewer and do a raid.
Oh my god. Yeah, I given because I'm gonna be doing the workout with you, and then I'm still supposed to.
Yeah, help
get
people. I
with
didn't
someone
think
else.
so. So yeah,
yeah.
we won't. I need at least 5, and we're down to 4 with you gone. So
Okay.
we will pick up. We'll do the proper one next week. I'll do some sort of one shot, a different one shot for tomorrow with the goblins.
Honey heist?
Yeah, we can do a honey heist.
Before Zaku dips, I feel like the shirt I wore today was actually very apt for what happened. Tell me if I need to mirror my camera.
You
So
need a
just-
mirror.
I need a mirror.
Yeah, you got a mirror. There you go.
I don't know if you guys can read that.
Anyone else want a sided
Twenty-sided
ass kicking? God.
Actually, now that I look, I forgot Storm was out too. That means we only got 3 players tomorrow.
I just feel like that ended up being quite apt for what happened.
Honestly, yeah.
Yeah.
Out of curiosity,
Punch
was
fest.
Grubblegrim's words